Hello everyone, I'm Chris Platte and you're watching The Wave. After almost 2 months of lead up, we finally got the matchup everyone wanted. Drake vs. Kanye, Donda vs. Certified Lover Boy. And while the consensus seems to be that Donda is the better album, Drake posted amazing first week numbers with 604,000 sales. That's the highest first week sales we've seen in music since Drake in 2018 with Scorpion. Kanye may have gotten the W for the better album, but the story and consensus around Drake's Certified Lover Boy is that it is a flop, or at least a big disappointment. Is it? To me, yes, this album is a disappointment. However, that's not the real story. The real story here is Drake washed? Is he on the backslide? Let's take a look. Now, Metacritic is a website that I love to use because it aggregates both a user score and a critic score from all of the publications, takes them all together and averages them out of 100 and splits them into critic scores and user scores. And the interesting thing about Drake is that before these last 3 albums, he had no lower than a 75. And these last 3 albums, being Views, Scorpion, and Certified Lover Boy, all scored under 70, which is a clear drop off. Now, of course, this excludes his 3 mixtapes that he dropped in between, Care Package, Dark Lane demo tapes, which scored a 61 out of 100, his lowest score ever, and More Life. So back to the question I originally asked, is Drake falling off? Is he past his prime? For that, let's take a look back at Views in 2016, where it all started. Now, Views is an album that saw Drake ascend to a level of pop that we have not seen in generations. He is a global superstar in every sense of the word. His records get played all over the world, and that's why he continuously breaks all these streaming records, is because he is a true global artist. And with that comes a responsibility to cater to a bunch of different audiences that normal artists don't have to. It's not just us that Drake's speaking to. He's speaking to everyone around the world. And the evidence is in the sounds and the track list of each of his last 3 albums. Now, Views was 20 records, More Life was 22 records, Scorpion was 25 records, and Certified Lover Boy was 21 records. Those are all his largest projects, his largest bodies of work, and they have all come in the last 5 years. Scorpion is a perfect example of Drake expanding on so many sounds. For those that like the deep cut rap Drake, you got Emotionless, Is There More, Sandra's Rose. For those that like the club record Drakes, you got I'm Upset and Nonstop. For those that like the commercial records, God's Plan. For the culture, we got a Hove feature. Now let's take a look at the R&B side. The R&B side is the same issue. You have the club records like Nice for What and In My Feelings. Then for Heartbreak Drake, you got Summer Games. For late night love songs, you got After Dark. And of course, the turn up song that everybody loves, Ratchet Happy Birthday, Drake's worst song easily. Girl, it's your brrr. Terrible. The point is, Drake is catering to far more audience than any other artist. So as a result, you are never going to fully love another Drake album again unless his mentality changes and he decides to go back to the 12-14 records. You're never going to fully love a Drake album again. Certified Lover Boy has 21 songs, and I'm only returning to 5 or 6 consistently. So for me, yes, this album is a disappointment, but let me be clear. Just because this is in the lower tier of Drake's catalog for me, in my opinion, doesn't mean that Drake is washed. He's far from washed. Go look at all of his features he's done over the last couple years. The BB King freestyle, Seeing Green, Yes Indeed. These are all great features that shows that Drake's pen is still at its highest level. In the era where there's no room for skips and project runtimes are at its shortest, Drake is giving us the most music of his career. Sure, that helps Drake break all the streaming records and put up the most ridiculous numbers you've ever seen, but it's also Drake trying to appease everyone. And remember, trying to please everyone leaves nobody satisfied. My advice to you, appreciate one of the greatest artists of our generation, listen to every album, take your favorites, put them in a playlist, and call it a day. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of The Wave. As always, I'm your host, Chris Platte. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think about Certified Lover Boy? What do you think about Drake? Is he falling off? Is he past his prime? Let me know in the comments. As always, tune in right here on Imperial Media TV for all episodes of The Wave.